Hi, my name is Thorsten Schmidt and welcome back to the NMS Prime channel. In this video I want to talk about our next release, the release of the version 2.3. Version 2.3 is a really important release of the NMS Prime project. So why is it? The reason is that we are moving towards a new Laravel upgrade. Laravel is a framework which we are using inside of NMS Prime, and to prepare the Laravel upgrade from version 5.2, which is the version where we are actually, to the newest version of Laravel 5.6, we have to face a lot of difficult tasks to do. And in our release of version 2.3, we introduced some of the stuff which needs to be done. That we are upgrading from PHP 5 to PHP 7. And I know a lot of numbers in this video, but why is it important that we are now running on PHP 7? So PHP 7 is of course more a newer PHP version, and it's quite a lot of faster than PHP 5. And this of course makes the usability for you really better when the framework runs with PHP 7. So I've read a little bit about it. I guess you can expect that it's not double as fast, but it's quite a lot of faster than with PHP 5. So this is really a cool thing. Maybe one more word about why it is important to upgrade to the newest Laravel version. So the reason is that Laravel, the new Laravel versions provide many stuff by default which we were handling actually by ourselves. And for example is the authentication stuff. Laravel brings many cool features in the new releases which we will use by default. And this is a task where, for example, we want to address multi-client or multi-user capability, which means, for example, that if you have a first user who can only see a part of the network and the second user will see maybe the entire network and the third user will see another part of the network. So this is, for example, one thing that we are really fighting for and which will be maybe in some of the next releases, not in 2.3. And then what we are also doing is, you imagine that we have some kind of customer control center where our customers can log in and see the invoices and stuff like this. And we also want to provide some kind of, let's call it order to cash management, which means that, for example, the customer can change the contract address or the tariffs they are using. And this is also a task which requires that we are using the new authentication stuff and some other features which are in Laravel 5.6 more important. And the idea was, what we are talking about with our engineers, that we are putting many effort in getting to the newest version, which is really a tough task. The next thing that we are introducing in release 2.3 is that we have some put more knowledge in the geo-positioning, automatic geo-positioning stuff. So for example, when you add a contract and a modem, then the geo-position of the modem is automatically fetched. And this was done for historical reasons in a more simple approach, which means we are just asking OpenStreetMap, for example, if they can return a valid address, and then we put it inside. And what we introduced in version 2.3, or what we will introduce in version 2.3, is a quite more robust algorithm of how to use geocoding. So for example, first thing that we want to do is that we check if OpenStreetMap can provide us a valid geo-position for our address. If not, then we ask Google Maps. And we also want to save some kind of how good is the address translated, some kind of backwards information from the coding, from the geocoding systems. And then of course you also have the ability to drop the markers by hand or to add the geo positions by your own if you know it better than Google or OpenStreetMap. So this will be introduced in version 2.3. This is a really cool feature because it makes life easier for you guys when working with NMS Prime. The next thing, of course, there are many usability and performance improvements in version 2.3, and you will feel it when you are working with the system. And then we improve also our import functions. So this is for our old system, it's called CMS, and the import is some small improvements. And we also added an import script for NetUser, which is another provisioning system. And then also a cool new feature is that we first want to introduce a generic import approach. This means, for example, if you are at the controller, at the contract page, then you will see an import button, and with this import button you can just upload a CSV file, for example, and then you can select the columns which you want to assign from the CSV file to the database. So this is also to make life easier for you to use the system and to put your own data in the database or in the NMS Prime system. And of course, in 2.3 there are also many fixes and small improvements which I don't want to talk about. What I want to show you next, and therefore I want to jump to my laptop, is a little bit of how the workflow is with GitHub. So if you're interested, then stay. So hi and welcome back. So first of all, what I want to show you is that we now have a release notes page. So just for your information, jump to the documentation page and then just click to get involved. And here's the release notes section, and here you can see what I was talking about in version 2.3. So we are upgrading to PHP 7.1. We have the advanced geocoding stuff, and here I also put some links inside. So if you're more interested in the topics, then check out this page. So, okay, the next thing that I want to show you, to give you a little introduction or a little bit of feeling of how our development style works. And for this purpose, we want to jump to GitHub, which is the official, the official platform where we host our code. So for this reason, we just click to GitHub, and then first what you will see is the project here. Here you've got the files which we are hosting at GitHub. And in here you've got the official documentation which we provide, and this maybe many of you guys know. And one thing what you can do is that you can check out our branches. This is here, and inside the branches you see what we are actually doing. And the first thing that you will see is that the master branch, this is the branch where the releases are created from, is updated 2 months ago, and this was when we were releasing version 2.2. And what you see next is that we have our development branch, which is here, and this was updated a day ago by Nino. And then the next thing that you see is your branches. Of course, this is the branches which I am actually working on. This is, for example, Laravel in model validation. This is a cool feature which we want to provide, which makes gives the code more stability, but maybe I don't want to talk about this now. And then when you scroll down a little bit more, then you see the active branches. The active branches are these branches which our guys are actually working on. And for example, you will see here is a bug fix introduced by Ole 1 hour ago, and there's still a merge or pull request open, so which means Ole wants to merge this bug fix into the dev branch and then into the next releases. What we will also see here is that we also have a branch with small fixes from Nino, for example, and we have some translation branch from, this is Patrick. Yeah, of course, here you can follow us and see what we are doing. I guess 1 or 2 days ago, we have many open branches, so many active branches. And for 2 days ago, we merged them all to dev. and now we are testing dev on our development system and also in Marienberg in live. And when we make it stable, or when it is stable, then we want to merge the branch dev into master, and I just want to show you how this could work. So we just click into dev, and then here we can say create a new pull request, which means we want to merge, so we want to bring the changes from our development branch into our master branch. And here you see we've got the master branch. This is the branch where the arrow goes, so where the code will flow, and this is the development branch, and here we give them a name, but we've just do it for testing now. And what is also cool by testing this or by doing this is that we see all the changes between our actual dev branch, so our development branch, and our stable or master branch. And here we see here you see all the changes which we are actually working on, or what we were doing the last 2 months. So for example, here are some fixes from Christian. He is the guy who makes the upgrade to PHP 7. And here you see some of the stuff which he was doing, and maybe you can jump in and then you see the code lines which were changing, but of course I don't want to speak about this now. Yeah, and here you see maybe some bug fixes from Patrick. Here we've got some stuff from Ola, which is also more about fixes and upgrade to PHP. We've got the changes from Nino about billing a little bit and the import stuff. And yeah, you can see all the changes while scrolling down, and here you see also the dates when the changes were made. And yeah, that's it. So when our dev branch is stable, then we've just want to make these pull requests as I showed you here, guys, and then we just review it. So this means we always need at least one reviewer, but for bigger pull requests like dev to master, we review it with many, or with not all the developers, but at least with 2 or 3 people. And then we click to merge, and then we have a new release in master. And the next thing that we do is that we want to build our RPMs so that you can easily install it from the repository. And I guess here you can see our repositories. They are hosted at yeah, you can just install it by install NMS Prime, and for this reason we have to provide the RPMs. And maybe I can show you where the RPMs are living. Yeah, here are the RPMs. Here you can see the last release was, for example, 2.2 at 9th of April. Yeah, and when we merge the stuff, as I explained, then we will release 2.3. And this is some kind of standard workflow in open source community. And yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video.